What do Mary Magdalene, Joan of Arc, and Mother Teresa have in common? They were all women of faith used by God to bring hope to millions. This is Anita Wingley for Faith Strong Today, and let's look at why Christians should be the most pro-women, how the church has failed, and what we can do about it. Traditionally, the church has not been the best example of gender equality. Until recently, women were generally excluded from leadership positions in certain churches. However, a great number of women have been influential in the history of Christianity, from being contemporaries of Jesus to being saints, theologians, missionaries, nuns, monarchs, martyrs, and mystics. March 8th is International Women's Day, a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day raises awareness against gender bias, and it's a time to reflect on the progress that our world has made towards achieving gender equality. From the very beginning of the early Christian church, women were an important part of the movement. But much of the information about women in the Bible is often overlooked. However, when we look more closely at the role of women in the Bible, we catch a glimpse of God's heart for women. Women played a prominent role in the Bible. They were judges, like Deborah, mentioned in Judges 4. They were reformers. Check out the prophet Huldah, mentioned in 2 Kings 22. And they were queens. Of course, there's Queen Esther. They were also witnesses and messengers. Mary Magdalene was the first person that Jesus revealed himself to after his resurrection, and women were businesswomen in the Bible. Paul meets Lydia, a merchant who responds to Christ and then offers hospitality. People gathered in her home, and she was an early church leader. And women were philanthropists. Check out Dorcas in Acts 9, where it says that she was full of good works and charity. People missed her so much that when she died, they asked a disciple to raise her from the dead. But why does any of this matter? Unfortunately, certain passages in the Bible have been used to keep women submissive or obscure God's heart for humanity. It's important for Christians to recognize the role that women have played and continue to play in society. When we value and respect women as much as we do men, we actually get a fuller picture of God's love for us. God contains both masculine and feminine qualities. He made both men and women in his image. And it's important for us women to see ourselves as part of the biblical story, part of God's plan. Sadly, there have been a lot of headlines in the news lately of male church leaders abusing women. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done before all Christians and our whole society recognizes that women are precious to God and should be treated that way. As Christians, we want everyone to know their worth in God's eyes. And until that happens, we need things like International Women's Day to remind us to keep working towards a world where there's more respect, compassion, kindness, and justice. So let's celebrate women, not just because it's International Women's Day, but because we genuinely appreciate and value them as much as God does. We honor God by appreciating and honoring what He has created. So now we want to hear from you. What do you think? How should we be celebrating women? Share your thoughts in the comments. And for more inspiration, check out our article on the 9 amazing women that are inspiring our faith on faithstrongtoday.com. And for more conversations exploring faith in the modern world, stay tuned to Faith Strong Today.